Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and I'd like to welcome you to the Practical Stoic Podcast, where I give you practical Stoic advice for modern times. If you'd like to learn more about Stoicism, or if you want some added inspiration in your day, just go to my website. It's risetothegoodlife.com. If you're interested in transforming your life with Stoic principles, then I also offer one-on-one coaching. To book your first free session, just head to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching and follow the links. But for now, enjoy this episode. Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast. I want you to really listen to me for a moment. Tune in to this very moment and listen carefully to everything that I'm saying. Now, remember a few seconds ago when I asked you to really listen to me? Well, that moment is in the past, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Hopefully you're not mad at me for taking a few moments out of your life to say what I've said, but even if you were mad, there would be nothing that you could do about the fact that that moment was wasted. Because that moment no longer belongs to you. It doesn't even belong to me, it belongs to nobody. And speaking of what you don't own, in a few moments I'm going to read a quote from Marcus Aurelius. You and I don't own those moments either, because that's the future, and the future is notoriously uncertain. Between now and the time when I read the quote, you might strike some misfortune and die. You could be hit by a bus, or you might choke on a bone that's in the tuna sandwich that you're eating at the moment. These are the facts of life. Neither the future nor the past belongs to us or anyone. There's nothing that you can do about the past, and there's nothing that you can do that will allow you to know what the future truly holds. And so what can you do? You can anchor yourself to the present moment, which is the only thing that you can truly own. Anyway, I'll get out of this time maze that I've created here, and I'll bring us back to this moment, because as I mentioned earlier, I have a really great quote that I'd like to read to you, and it comes from Marcus Aurelius. He said, quote, "Even if you're going to live 3,000 more years, or 10 times that, remember, you cannot lose another life than the one you're living now, or live another one than the one you're losing. The longest amounts to the same as the shortest. The present is the same for everyone. Its loss is the same for everyone, and it should be clear that a brief instant is all that is lost. For you can't lose either the past or the future. How could you lose what you don't have?" End quote. In this brief passage, Marcus Aurelius is teaching us an extremely important lesson, one that, if fully embraced, can have a profound effect on the quality of your life. What he's teaching us is this: we have no control over the past, and we cannot foresee the future. And so the only thing that we truly have power over when it comes to our time is the present moment. You cannot be more disciplined yesterday, and you cannot be more disciplined tomorrow, because yesterday and tomorrow do not belong to us. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow may never come. So now, today, this very moment is the only time to be disciplined. You cannot change what happened 2 years ago, and you cannot change what will happen 2 years from now. But you can change how you act in this moment, right now. So many people spend considerable amounts of time stressing and worrying about things that happened days, weeks, months, years, or even decades ago. They waste their days away wishing that they had acted differently or made better choices. They do this at the expense of the current moment, and they don't realize that they could be spending that energy making the best choices for this moment, which is something that they can control. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, there are also people who spend their days worrying about tomorrow. What will happen in that job interview? Will I be able to make those payments? What if I get cancer? What if she leaves me? And these people also worry in vain, because if they truly wanted to protect themselves against the inevitable trials of the future, then they would stop worrying and they would start acting in this moment. Because yes, we can prepare to have a better future, but worrying and stressing over possible outcomes doesn't help that cause, because the future is uncertain. Only intelligent and well-directed action leads to the chance of a better future. And I emphasize the chance of a better future because, as I've mentioned, the future is uncertain and it may never come because, as Marcus Aurelius has pointed out, it does not belong to us. The only time that we truly own is this moment right now. And that's the overall message of what Marcus Aurelius was saying there. Anchor yourself in this moment. Forget the worries of the past and the anxiety of what is to come. You cannot do anything about what happened yesterday, and you don't know what will be here tomorrow, so focus on now. Focus on what you can do in this very moment that will help you to be a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled person. Study now, love now, give now, work now, train now, and tomorrow you will say of today, that was a great day. See, if you will anchor yourself to the present moment and decide that you'll pour your whole self into whatever you're doing right now, not only will you give yourself the best chance of having a better tomorrow, if it should come, but you'll also be giving yourself the best chance of having positive memories of today. And that means less anxiety, less stress, less regrets, and more joy. Forget the missed opportunities of yesterday. Look for opportunities right now. Forget about the stresses that may or may not come tomorrow. Focus on what you can do right now that will make tomorrow better, fate permitting. Live in this moment, and this moment only. What can you do now? Who are you with now? What are you going to choose now? Who will you be right now? That's all that matters. That's all that is this moment. I'll talk to you next time, but until then, I hope that this episode has helped you on your rise to the good life. Ciao. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practical Stoic Podcast. I hope that you've gotten a lot of value out of it, and I hope that it helps you to live a better life. If you have enjoyed the podcast, then don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be the first to know when there are new episodes. If you really love the podcast, then I would appreciate a positive review, whether that's on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever else you listen. Don't forget that if you're interested in one-on-one Stoic coaching, then you can head to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching to book your first free session today.